Well, we've been waiting now for a spell of decent weather and the schools are broken up. Lockdown's been released. People can go on holiday and the Great British Summertime's doing what it normally does. Sideways drizzle. Never mind. We're going to run you along this rose arch now because it's just at its peak. We're in the first week of July and we've got, starting at this end, this is Blush Rambler, which has a flowering season from last week in June through to middle of July. We come down through another Blush Rambler. We've got a small, I think that's American Pilar coming in there. Certainly got American Pilar up the top. Down the bottom here we've got Rambling Rosie, which is a smaller fill-in rose, bright red. We then come in along the top to the remnants of the American Pilar, which has been flowering now for about 2 weeks. Holds its colour very well, American Pilar. Very good rose. As it fades, just drops its colour away slightly, fading, but the blossoms don't brown at all. Another Blush Rambler underneath it, and here Blush Rambler, and then we think the one on the end is Dorothy Perkins. So a nice combination, all flowering at the same time, which is quite a nice combination to have for colour at this time in the season, which is mid-season for Ramblers. The early ones, if we just show you, that's our main Rambling Rector now completely finished. Buds have all browned off, started to form some hips. And the Generous Gardener, which was on here doing so beautifully earlier on, now just having a second little flush. Got some good bud formation on this to come on later. It is a repeat flower of this, but the first flush that we had in early June is now completely finished. Kifsgate here, all finished. Browned off buds, forming some hips. Going to leave those because it does form some lovely bright orange hips. And just to finish with, we're going to show you this Rambler again, which we showed you last week when it was just starting out. This starts as a beautiful pink, but look now, you would think this was a complete white. There's hardly any pink showing in it at all. The pink down on the base is Q Rambler. That's a different rose, but this one is now beautifully white, having started its flowering last week as a beautiful budded pink Ethel. So real surprise that if you're looking at it now you wouldn't recognise it as Ethel at all. Both of our examples of this have done exactly the same this season, and I remember it doing it in previous years. That's flowering beautifully down the road. The Buff Beauty that we showed you earlier is finished. The Generous Gardener finish for the first flush, and in the apple tree finish for this season is the Musk Rose, Paul's Himalayan Musk. So just a little bit to help you choose what you're going to plant and when, to try and extend your season with these Ramblers, because most of them are just a single flush rose. So by carefully selecting, hopefully give you some guides in terms of extending your flowering periods through from the middle of June right through into the middle of July.